So it's June 28th, and that means it's about 3 months before the Baja Rally, and I don't have a bike that's ready, so it's time to get serious. So I thought I'd film me getting started with the bike preparation to kind of document what I'm doing. So right now the bike, well, first of all, you can see it's been a while since I've ridden because I still have the studded snow tires on, because last time I rode this was actually trail riding in the snow, and since it's June, you can tell it's been a while. I've been riding my 250 a little bit, and of course the big KTM for some big bike stuff. And honestly, I haven't even cleaned it up since Sandblast Rally back in February. So I've got dirt, I've got oil all over the engine because, like an idiot, I checked the oil and left the dipstick loose and got oil sprayed all over the engine. So I'm going to have to do a whole lot of cleaning today and swap the tires out and then start on the rally modifications. So what I'm planning for the rally is we're going to actually turn this thing into a proper rally bike. So what I've got is a JVO Yamaha rally kit that I bought secondhand from Jenny Morgan, who used this in the Dakar in either 2010 or 2011. She entered the Dakar. Unfortunately, she crashed after like stage 3 or 4, but luckily she's making another go at it this year, but she's switched over to KTM, and so she sold her Yamaha stuff, and so I bought that off of her. So what we've got here is 2 side tanks, which are 10 liters each, and she had this center tank, this top center tank made, which is another 5 liters. So that'll give me 25 liters, or about 6 gallons of fuel, which is plenty for any of the rallies I plan on using this bike for. And the rest of this is a little hard to see, but we've got the whole navigation tower. This will mount to the frame of the bike. It'll hold my road book and odometers and GPS and everything. And it'll also support the fairing. So we'll have a proper Dakar looking bike with a fairing. I still need to get headlights to work with this fairing. It's designed for some specific LED lights, but I'm going to see what other options I've got for lighting. And hopefully I can get some of this put together over the next couple weeks and have some time to shake it down and be ready for Baja. So July 5th, 2014. This is a week since the last, or the first part of this video that I shot. And as you can see, I've managed to get the bike pretty well stripped down. The suspension has been removed and sent off to be revalved and resprung so that it's appropriate for the weight of the bike and the weight of the rider, which is, of course, not what it should be. And so now, today the plan is up here in front, where conveniently Yamaha gives us a nice flat location to mount stuff. Let me see if I can plan the piece. We have the main structure, which is going to hold the fairing and the navigation and everything. Will mount onto here. So what I need to do now is right here and right here, I drill and tap for an M8 bolt, 8mm metric bolt, and then in the thinner parts of the metal, there'll be through bolts here with a plate on the back for right here and right here. Not enough metal here to tap. So now the scary part, drilling holes in my nice frame. So hopefully that goes well. Okay, starting to look like a rally bike. I've got, if we look from the front here, the hole for this bolt and this bolt were drilled and tapped. These two across diagonally here, there's just a hole, and I didn't get a good picture of that before. I don't know if you can see it, but they're, the 2 of those are connected by a strap of metal. Get in there, you can kind of see it, so that they're kind of held in captive, and you don't have to get a wrench around the back side. So even when the steering is reassembled, I'll be able to retighten these without worrying about having to get a wrench in behind there. I need to do a little Loctite to make sure things don't come loose, but looks like it's coming together. So I'm making pretty good progress. I've drilled and tapped another hole. I almost left this one since it's a little tricky because you can't drill all the way through because of the lower bearings in there. But it's highly recommended you drill and tap a 8mm hole here, which helps support all of this, and since that's obviously very critical, I decided to go ahead and do it. It's not very deep, but it should hold fairly well. Also up here, I had to drill and tap this. This is normally just a 6mm hole that the tank attaches to, but there's another bracket that mounts up on top of here that needs an 8mm hole. So now I still need to enlarge the hole in this bracket. This is part of my steering damper mount. As you can see, I almost have it lining up, but not quite. So I still need a little work to do there. Other than that, I've mounted my radiators, and now I'm up to one of the more nerve-wracking bits. Originally the radiator sits back farther up with the Rally kit to make room for the fuel tanks. It sits forward and angled a little bit, so they give you a different shaped hose. And now normally this comes straight down and lines up down here. So what I need to do now is I actually need to cut part of this off, which makes me a little nervous cutting into my radiator, because if I mess it up, I need a new radiator. But that's the next task. So that is done. That was there and has been cut off. Doesn't leave a whole lot of distance for it, but I left a little bit of the curve underneath. So I think there should be enough for the clamp to hold on to without it sliding off. But I'll have to make sure the hose is pushed all the way on and the clamp is quite a ways up. So hopefully that won't come off, because that could lead to a very bad day. Okay, so today is August 9th, 2014, and let's see, I've been gone for the past 2 weekends, so nothing's gotten done on the bike during that time, but I don't believe I brought everybody up to speed before I took off for the last couple weeks. Either way, here's where we stand now. Making pretty good progress. If I back up a little bit so you can see the whole bike, you'll see I don't have the front suspension on or the rear wheel, so it doesn't look very complete, but I've gotten a lot of work done. Did a lot of work with my wiring harness. I moved it, I relocated it from, it normally ran between the frame rails, which makes it difficult to get into the spark plug and to check valves. So I rerouted it out here. This is actually a suggestion Jenny Morgan had from when she did her bike, which seems to work well. I put spiral wrap around all this so that it's extra protected. Down here I was concerned about it rubbing on this mount, so there's a piece of rubber hose on there. All the tank mounts are in place. You'll see right here we've got the lower tank mount, upper tank mount, and the rear tank mount here. And just now mounted on the top tank. Of course there'll be two side tanks on the side. Let's see what else. The entire nav tower is on, hopefully for the last time. A lot of fiddling, trying to get that aligned the way I wanted and everything set up right. I had to drill some holes, of course. It was set up for a different model of road book. So I've got my old road book that I took off of the DRZ. I bought a new ICO odometer. I'm probably going to mount my GPS up here. The idea is when the road book, I probably should have mounted some pages of the road book in there so you could see what I really meant, but on the left side of the page you have your mileage, so I can easily glance at what mileage do I need to turn at, what mileage am I at right now, and over on the right side we'll have compass heading, and I'll have my GPS to show me my compass heading, and so I should be able to look down at a glance and see all that information. I think that's about it. Same thing on the other side. The wiring for all my lighting's been tied up and wrapped with the spiral wiring loom, tucked up out of the way hopefully. Mounted my radiator fan, which is part of the Rally kit. I can't remember if I had the radiators mounted last time, but they're all set up and mounted. So hopefully the goal is this weekend I will hopefully have the bike running.